Okay. No infinite loading screen bug. We are into the first game. Acid Bunny on Commandos against Dreadnought's Congregation. Whoa, Igor. So we got Igor Scribes. What else is in this? Igor for Scribes, Tax Collectors. Doesn't look like there's a payoff aside from coin generators. I'm not seeing a Townsfolk. I guess we could also Igor some Fallen Knights as a way to go off with Helvede as well. Not going for the full meme with Fallen Champions. But, yeah, I mean, Igor to fill your row with Helvede and then get some Sacred Flame value or just Giant Fallen Knights is certainly a plan. Looking over at Acid Bunny's deck, it looks like we've got a pretty typical Renew Commandos deck. Playing some D-Bombs, have a little bit of extra control. Help line up that Roche, maybe. Dreadnought leading on his token generator, just saving those coins. Is there a boat in his deck? No, no boat. So maybe just waiting for the Scribe to come down so that he can profit a little bit. He is mousing over it. Effectively makes it so this only has fee 1 to make a token. Ooh, instead opting to use the coins to pay the tribute to make it a 6. Holding on to the Tiger's Eye, so still not using the Disciple. This does keep the Scribe alive through Mauler plus Roche. Oh, the tournament proceeds off stream. Yeah, I can't cast every single game. Usually 1 game per round. And then if this ends early, we'll hop in like a game 3 of another ongoing series. Ballista coming down to knock that to 5, threatening to kill the Scribe with both Pings and Roche potentially. Try to tie the game, Binrothis. Passing on 10 should give your opponent the idea that something is wrong and the game should be tied. If you're unable to tie, then I just gotta give your opponent the game for round 1, for game 1. Not much that I can do about it, unfortunately. No way to void games. Yeah, and here we do. We see the Roche come down, take out the Firesworn Scribe to deny that engine. Opponent submitted Forge, but is playing Invigorate. Is that the guy right above you? Okay, okay. At least it's only 1 match. And you guys are in contact. Nice. Yeah, so just tie the game. It's really easy. There really is no way to not tie. I mean, if one player doesn't know what's going on, it's pretty easy to just like win the game accidentally when you're not supposed to. Yeah, just like go to round 3 and then have both players pass on 0. Anyway, Acid Bunny. Roche resolves, sat on the commando instead of using a charge, with no punish for Dreadnought in the entire deck. Yeah, doesn't look like there was a way to deal for. I didn't see any assaults on my quick pass over the deck. We got Amphibious Assault coming down. Probably, yep, getting a Blue Stripe Scout to make even more commandos. And they pop out of the deck, 36 to 16. Looking rough here for Dreadnought. He can Igor more Fallen Knights, and then try to Kong. Looks like he's just going for a Tsar first. Maybe they're trying to protect the Igor. Does pay the tribute on the Tsar, so values having 2 defenders. I guess doesn't want to lose his defender to like a Stray Darnian Mauler. What removal is there available? Yeah, there's like Heatwave, Marg, Selkirk. All would be able to answer Igor. Means your opponent tries to fight the tie. I mean, if you made the mistake queuing the wrong deck and your opponent doesn't realize and they go for the win, I can't really hold that against them. I just have to give a win to the other side. Assume nobody's gonna like intentionally try to scum. No, the opponents can't see the hands. They know the deck lists, but they don't know the hands. So that was Commandos giving round 1 there. Sort of running out of things to do. Picks up his other Echo card. Now he has the Pavetta Renew version, yeah. So Nero can get the Pavetta, then he already has the Renew. So you can AA the Commando this round, and then you'll always draw the Nero for round 3. So I think he has full combo. No, if he goes for it this way, he won't have access to full test. I mean, you gotta save a tutor. That is one of the problems with this Renew version, is your tutors are sort of reserved to pull out the Commandos, and there's not really a whole lot you can do about it. You wave the Pavetta? I mean, pretty sure Dreadnought's Devotion, right? Yeah, doesn't look like there's any of that. Yeah, especially in open deck lists. Oh, yeah, okay. Not even pushing, just going to the long round. Right. Gonna get a 1 round 1 there. So I can full test round 3. There's still Igor, but currently no Igor target in hand. Bank will have to find it currently. Probably wants this Fallen Knight for the Ulrich as well. Wouldn't be surprised if we see like Roderick DeWitt kicked. Kicks the Diaz Irae? Oh, there's a Furco. Okay. That makes sense. Just pick up a Helveed. Just thinking. Takes the bank? I don't know if I can get behind that. So his Igor is now just copying Eternal Fire Disciples. Right? Yeah, there's no way to access anything out of the deck now. Oh, yeah, sure. You can XCOM the... You can XCOM into something instead of getting the Diaz Irae. You really want this Diaz Irae, though, don't you? Ugh. I mean, on one hand, it's a long round of Commandos, which isn't usually very exciting. But, like, this Syndicate hand is also not very exciting.
Nice mess you've got here.
I guess with the Siege Ladder, this full test is gonna go pretty nuts, right? It's like whole board's gonna get full. Killing Roderick? It seems like a lower priority than just getting full test down when you have the Siege Ladder.
The amulet. Think it'll save you? Yes, you! Have you made your offering?
Here's the Helveed. Single click on the Helveed. So this is the last turn for Gellert to spread a bunch of poisons around. That is what we're gonna see here. Might be seeing some leader charges come out to you to spend those at a better rate as well. Yep. Wait, did he click on? Chose to click on Disciple instead of get 2 more clicks on his Gellert. Okay. Anyway, full test is online. We can siege ladder this up whenever. No real rush. Siege support makes a not quite soldier pocket. Is this a Neuromancy doing? Could be Heatwave or Marg. Or could Bunny Knight. Or Blue Strip Scout. Second Disciple coming out, basically just to profit too. Give Gellert some more coins to work with.
Death to the enemy!
Looks like we're going for the XCOM to try to turn on the Igor. Nope, just goes for an early D0. Was that off of? That was off of XCOM, okay. Missed the XCOM. So Sacred Flame points, Congregate Jacques, and just like a 6-point Igor. For new Blue Stripe Scout.
Bloody non-humans.
Could have gone for the crew pocket. Well, I think there was a rush to get the siege ladder down, right?
Yes, you! Have you made your offering?
Gonna play it for -3 versus doing the D0 through Igor. Through a Virgo? Yeah. I think he was looking for like the Fallen Knight or something. So that he had an Igor target. But missed, I guess. Not sure. I feel like it was probably better to just play to maximize the D0. We lost a lot of points this way. Like, not only did he waste some points on XCOM, but there were fewer tokens in play, because he still has Sacred Flame to play, still has Congregation to play, still has Jacques to play.
Death to the enemy! I must act no matter the price.
Yeah, the Sacred Flame Blick's going to be worth a lot. You want the Heatwave here for board space? Oh, yeah, that Heatwave is also just kind of good.
Officials time out. Mop up the blood slick.
Yeah, you can Heatwave Sacred Flame. That is an artifact. While Spores isn't great, this Congregation's not great either. Get to Spores the Ulrich for 5, and then just throw leader charges out all willy-nilly, click on a commando. Should be plenty of points for Acid Bunny, right? Fills up all his rows. Yeah, this doesn't look very close. Sacred Flame might not have been enough either.
By denying penance, you confirm your guilt.
Okay, Sacred Flame would have been enough, but... yeah! Acid Bunny gets game number 1 with his commandos in a long round. Unanswered full test. Doing unanswered full test things. Igor missing all of his combos. Needing to, yeah, work out very redundant cards. Playing Igor for 6. Fallen Knight would have made a big difference. Fallen Knight would have made a big difference. Anyway, in the game 2, Acid Bunny's got a bit of a spicy Arrakis deck here. Which we should be about to see. Yeah, so this Arrakis deck is sort of a take on the unitless variant of Arrakis, playing Scorch with the Frightener Dormant Glusty Warp finisher. For some reason, he is inexplicably playing the Runewright Brothers as well. My guess is for funsies. I don't see how they fit into the deck strategy at all, but funsies is as good a reason as any. And, I'm not sure if this deck can actually answer them if they come down back to back, because Lock doesn't do it. This deck can't deal 6 damage. It doesn't have an Invo. So they might just resolve, which is exciting. Very exciting. Funsies is the best reason. Yeah, nothing wrong with some funsies. Fury Merchants are for second Frightener? Oh, you're telling me to use the Fury Merchants? They can't get a Frightener, can they? No, it just makes it a legendary unit. It can get you an old Spear Tip, which is functionally another Frightener. I come to the bro, that doesn't work. No, it just cares that card name is in play. It's a deploy. Locking doesn't remove the card's name. Frightener's also an epic, is it? It is. It is. It's a very legendary feeling epic. My poison's coming down on the Noon Wraith, getting the Death Wish value for Dreadnought. The most legendary feeling epic Portal. I keep forgetting Portal's an epic. That is crazy. No idea how they decide what's an epic and what's a legendary. My guess is monkeys and the dartboard. Ooh, round 1 ball for Dreadnought. Highly prioritizing round control here. Crafting cost and how often it'll show up in kegs. Hey, Nomad. Yeah, not as meaningful as it is in like a game like Magic, where draft is a consideration. Yeah, one of the few things it matters for is Treasure Brothers. I'm not sure how many cards reference rarity aside from them. And just like Portal, it just doesn't matter at all, as far as I'm aware. So wait, one of these days they'll make a card just like searches your deck for a legendary card. It's the epic with the highest P cost. It's probably Portal. You can go to the deck builder. It's pretty easy to check. Just like look in the upper corner of Hypervision cards. So Crimson Curse coming down for Acid Bunny to match the Masquerade Ball. Bleeds an Ekimara to boost up the Thirsty Dame, and we are back over to Acid Bunny. With, yeah, cards in hand. Manticore Venom can line up a pretty silly Glusty Warp if he's willing to commit Glusty Warp in round 1. The problem is if he does that, I don't think he has a way to trigger the Frightener in round 3. Yeah. Bit of an unfortunate interaction there. Can you nail your own units? Ah. That's how you do it. When I've played this deck in the past, there have been Endrega Warriors in the deck that let you have a backup plan for the Frightener, but this list not playing any of that. They will do it, yeah. It only costs, what, 9 points? Get to play a 3-point Frightener. And you've only got to use 1 charge after an Endrega Warrior, it's like, sort of whatever, but using all 3 charges on your drones is not a winning line most of the time. Still looking for the second treasure brother here. See the song name top of the screen. Still missing the Dula. Yeah, no tutor in this deck either. I guess that's normal, right? It usually plays the fitting package. Get one for the... I guess that's a thing you can do. I mean... I guess Dive is a worse card than Natural Selection. Funny how that works. At least get ahead! You're lining up a 1 too. Do you need this for something? If maybe he wants to kill spies with it, then I coup. Good spores here. You could Plumward here. Those are sort of the only two plays, right? You could use spores and 1 ale charge, and that gets ahead. Not sure how much better you're expecting spores to be. Yeah. He doesn't use a charge here. Okay. Yeah. One charge here just seems so safe. If you want to answer Joachim for whatever reason, you still can. Another emissary coming out off of the Barathans. Lining up some more 1s on Acid Bunny's side of the board. So now Murg is online. Can Plummered. You could play Frightener if you're starting to get scared. Problem with playing Frightener is... I still have Treasure Brothers. Maybe Treasure Brothers can win a short round 3. But just playing the Plummered, taking things a little slow. I wouldn't be surprised if he just plays it 3rd from last. It's not ahead, right? I'm not sure I get these ale charges.
Patience is not a virtue I am known to have.
Picks up an emissary. Could send a gold back if he just wants to hold off the bleed. Yeah, besides, the pressure is more important as he imposters a Plummered. Ugh. Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Yeah, this is definitely one of those rounds where it is awkward not having a backup way to proc your Frightener. Sort of feels like this has to be the Frightener turn, and then the opponent just passes. You can't really just represent the reach with the Glusty, because if you play the Glusty, the Frightener's bricked. Might as well save the Mirg. Yep. Opponent pass, though? Apparently not. I'm playing into it. Who's an emissary? Makes the Barathans no longer a 1. I guess you can also boost up the emissary, since the Barathans will boost itself here. Just boost the Emir instead. What's his Glusty play for? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18? I didn't count the plus 6. 24. Should get ahead. Whether he wants to do it now or he wants to wait, though. Wouldn't be surprised if he just plays Venom, thinking that it's going to be bad later on. There's no tar removal. Glusty might just not be getting better. Does decide to play the Venom instead. Trying to see if he can bait out anything more out of Dreadnought, but Dreadnought not taking it. Instant pass, holding on to his Spy and Usurper for the short round. I believe this forces the trusty Glusty. Unless damage 2 enemy units. Okay, so can't flip the Frightener with the Mirg. The way he's mousing over things, it sort of looks like that's what he's trying to do. There's the Glusty. We go up to 34. So a bit of a greedy line there from Acid Bunny. Gets a little bit punished with the pass. Basically played a Manticore Venom for nothing. He could have yoinked a card. Or at least forced the Usurper out as well. Can he find the other Treasure Brother? 5 cards in deck. He does kind of need it. Red Haze goes away, and he finds it. He finds it. Imposter's gone, so this Operator's not doing a whole lot. Just double check that there's no answer. There is no answer. There's still a Joachim in deck. Just leads on a no bleed Ruxa. Okay, yeah. Yeah, fair, fair. So what do you do here? Do you maximize Thrive Curve, or do you maximize any potential engines that you get off of your Desert Treasure? Because if you're playing for Thrives, you want to go Plummered into Mirk de Brock. I guess you only ever Thrive up to 6. So you can Mirk de Brock last. So I guess you just like Treasure Brother, last play Mirg. You play the card. Spawn and play. Maybe he gets a second Glusty Warp. Ooh. Looks like he's playing for the second Glusty Warp. Is that Glusty really epic? God damn it. Never mind. Never mind.
A taste of Northland, is it?
That's crazy. I wonder how many legendaries feel like they should be epics. Aren't all like the faction special tutors all legendary? What's the epic most legendary? Probably all of those. That entire cycle. Okay, what do we get? What do we get? Does a Karen win the game? Okay, better question. Is Karen legendary? That one's probably not, right? That one's gotta be epic. Oh, Zoltan. I don't think that wins. Karen's legendary. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Karen would have been sick. Karen, eat the Joachim, eat the aristocrats, eat the Roderick. Oh. Zoltan was enough. As he Joachims into a 4. Incredible. Treasure Brothers taking it home. Acid Bunny taking the set 2-0. I think after Celeste, we immediately went into Hollow Knight. And then I think it was Celeste again. Played a lot of Celeste. Monster Train fit in there somewhere. It was Monster Train before Celeste again. I did Celeste 3 times. Yeah. We did Celeste in the B-sides, then we did Farewell, then we did mods. I play Witcher 3 again? No, I don't think I want to play it again. I guess maybe, like, do Witcher 3, try to do a bunch of side quests, maybe, but I don't know. The side quests seemed really hit or miss. Some of them were really good, some of them were just kind of whatever. More miserable playing Celeste than Pro Rank Gwent. The last... Farewell tilted me. The last screen in Farewell tilted me. I was not happy. Like, the whole game is difficult, but the execution is all short, right? Like, the amount of time it took to retry a particular portion, a screen was only ever, like, at max, like, 40 seconds long. The last screen on Farewell wasn't, like, super technical, but it was so long. These games into existence. I could see just like a making fun of Witcher 1 stream. That might be funny. I don't know if I'd want to commit to playing the whole game. I think it should be the same volume as always. It's always a little low. I try to keep it mixed around like half the volume of my voice. Those just like some tracks have really quiet portions, and I can't really do anything about that. Boom! Kelly getting pulled in round 1 on blue. Apparently, he lives. So what does this mean for later? There's still Beast, there's still Nithral, there's still Siri Dash, which was unfortunately missing in round 1. I feel like best combat in a Witcher series isn't really something to be super proud of. I don't know. I could see Witcher 1 having the best combat as someone who's only played Witcher 3. I've certainly played like 15-year-old games that had better combat than Witcher 3. Witcher 1 combat makes you mauled, yeah. I know very little about it. Combat with Dettlaff was epic. Yes, the one real fight in the entire game. I agree, that one fight was pretty good in the DLC. I won't take that away from Witcher 3. Iris's worst nightmare was pretty dope. I remember the fight. I don't remember it being very good. It was a puzzle, wasn't it? You just had to like figure out the trick. Aridin fight was so sad, yeah. The Imlerith fight was such a slog. Both the last couple fights were not good.
No one gets to fool me twice.
I dislike the Imlerith fight more, but the Aridin fight was really anticlimactic. A slot? He just kept running around. You spent more time trying to chase him than you did hitting him. Maybe to, like, position your camera so you could find him again. Corinthia frozen place for you? Am I mixing fights up? This is the guy that, like, kept teleporting everywhere, right? It felt like just like a fight with my camera, more than it felt like a fight against Imlerith. Or Corinthia, I don't know which one it was. Corinthia was earlier, right? Still unlocked it. I heard it and killed him in 15 seconds with the stun attack. I went through with really bad gear the whole time. So I never had any of those crazy one-shots, but... That's probably part of why the one fight felt like a slog, too. Because the times that I did get to hit him, I didn't get to deal much damage, so I just had to keep chasing him. And he kept teleporting. He left the top of the mountain during Sabbath. Okay, so it was Imlerith that was that one. Okay. So Aridin and Corinthia were the last two.
Beautiful is a fear, but of dangers full.
Taught me to fight like this. You wouldn't know them. Old friends in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Why all the weebs? Why the weeb emotes? Why do we have them? Yu-Gi-Oh community? Wait, why is that in quotes? What's wrong with the Yu-Gi-Oh community? Okay, don't answer that. I know what's wrong with the Yu-Gi-Oh community, but you don't know my portion of the Yu-Gi-Oh community. It wasn't... Parts of it weren't that bad. Oh. That was a really good Manticore. It had good, it had bad. Wasn't all good. Wasn't all bad. Sly with a larva stuck in his hand. He can use the Cyclops to take out either the Yigern or the Beast. But, he needs points. Bargist on Endrega Egg gets a lot of points. Mithril was really early, right? Oh wait, we're talking about the game. Oh, my bad. Thought we were talking about Witcher 3 bosses again. What's going on here? What's happening on the board? The Cyclops wasn't played. Instead played the Bargist. Still the ability to kill the Yigern. But yeah, there's kind of a points problem. Larva comes down. And now if you spores the 8, you can't Cyclops? You can Endrega Warrior into Cyclops? This between both goes to 11. It's not very... Wait, did he? He leader Yigern? Oh, this drives to 7, sure, but yeah, it's still short. Still short. Gagarin gets game 1. Kelly's looking pretty good for him. Or, yeah. Slide drew really crappy. Yeah. Some clunkers left over. Here is our game invite into game number 2. Killed Kira on your first run. You can do that. I killed Lambert on my first run. Think of the new cards. The bronze is sweet. I don't know if the gold's any good. The bronze is sweet. Challenge today. Challenges are tomorrow. My only run? Yeah, also known as my first run. Okay, so we got Sly on his Reckless Flurry Warriors? Yes, Reckless Flurry Warriors up against Gagarin's Snowdrop deck, which keeps winning games, despite matchups that don't seem very favorable. So, how does this deck deal with Damien? It's got Gutting Slash that can potentially deal with it. A ping into Skjortal can deal with it in round 3. Has a lock, but there is a Purify on the other side of the table. Morkvarg can deal with a Snowdrop. Morkvarg probably going to be dealing with Defender, though. Probably. Meteor charges plus some amount of damage can deal with Damien as well. Sly just leaving on the Longship, TAing it up to play around all the locks in Gagarin's deck. Second boat. Lock can come down to answer the 4. This can still get maraudered as well. Only Brockbar Hunter to knock the last armor off.
I promise you a quick death.
No emotional manipulation, deck manipulation only. The Nilfgaardian way. So Veiled Boat going up to 11. Doesn't have access to the invo to punish the really tall boat law, but it's there. Second Brockbar coming down for Sly. 19-9. How much does Gagarin want to play into this round? One boat and a Brockbar Hunter still bleeding. Yeah, decided to just get out. Try to hold off the bleed like he's been trying to do all night. Finds the Morkvarg. Important card to deal with Defender. Now there is a Renew, and only one Morkvarg, so... could still potentially be able to stick some stuff. Gonna be reveals today? I think we gotta wait until Monday. Usually no reveals on the weekend. bronze monster? Missing something? I don't know. What are you thinking it is?
I once lopped off 3 heads with one blow.
We need to build the reveals on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure. I just know historically they haven't done reveals on weekends. Yep, 4 provision and 4 provision 2-point return engine. It requires 25 on a row to start being an engine. Giles takes out the great sword. There's the totem. Spawn Fulcrum on top of your opponent's deck. I like it. I like it. Dread representing 8 reach. Good for the game. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's not like it's free. I don't think I'll ever complain about build around bronzes being good.
Behold, Newfgod's iron might!
You could maybe argue that like Sabbath is a little too generic. It might be too easy to get, but I mean, we'll see as we play with it. A little hard to evaluate. And yep, there's Morkvarg taking out the defender. I actually disagree. There should be a limit to like how free value is, but like they should be more gated around being situational than how much value you should get out of them. I think it's fine for 4P cards to play for as much as gold cards, as long as there's like deck building costs associated with it, or you need to play the game in a certain way to get that value. And the idea behind the Sabbath is that, right? I think Sabbath is a much more interesting way of doing it than like techie bronzes like Squirrel. Stuff like Spores. Mock'em Guard's a great example, right? Like it's a 4 provision card that can pretty easily play for 10 to 12 is the ceiling, I think. 11 might be the ceiling, not actually sure. But you need to be playing a specific deck. You need the round to be going a certain way to get that value.
Will make a fine provincial set.
Like, I'd say for the most part, even like the old Lyrian Scytheman was sort of fine. Now the card's sort of just like a more generic Mahakam Guard, but still plays for really good value. But I didn't hate the card while I was playing for 15 to 18 points. Additional golds inspire unique deck building. I think it's the other way around. Conditional bronzes you get to play more copies of, which encourage unique deck building better. Because you're not playing towards being able to play one card, you're playing towards being able to play multiple cards.
Yield and save me some time.
I agree, in general, dynamic cards are good, but I think it's more important on bronzes.
Reasons for the feeble of heart!
Mac Alley Chemist is a good example. Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. The problem with bronzes always being low points is then your bronzes are sort of just filler cards, and you'd always rather have golds in your hand. Whereas at least if your bronzes are situationally a lot of points, it can be correct to want to play them. I think the game is better when you actually want to play every card in your deck at some point. If not in every game, then at least in certain matchups.
We need no help from outsiders.
Preferably just like when games go different ways, you want to play different cards.
All that dancing around. Not for me.
need to nerf these cards. They're part of the leaders. Present can play a unique card, not available. Yeah, yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of the Scytheman nerf, though I get why they did it. It's understandable. Gotta go Malding. Oh no. Oh no. He's gotta go one once yet? Yeah, he's in the finals with it. I don't think it's gotten banned a single time. Necessary. I agree, none of them were necessary. Greatsword, maybe, you could argue, needed to happen. Greatsword might have been a little bit too wonky. But like the others had significant deck building costs and significant gameplay costs. Yeah, I really like the new Greatsword too. Mighty Invo looks like a Bear Witcher. So what can we find? I don't know if Safecracker's OP, but I do agree that it's kind of boring. I wasn't a fan of the change. Not a huge fan of feeling like it's just homogenizing the card pool. Like, I get why they did it, like people were complaining, but it doesn't seem like a thing that needed to get hit. And if it did, like that specific change, just making it identical to the Tactics one is kind of lame. Scytheman's better in some regards. Yeah, it's not strictly worse. They did give it a point of power to compensate. No, in short rounds, Scytheman is regularly better. Off-guard location can't. It's probably fine. It's good, but things are allowed to be good. I think if you want to change anything in that, it's just like remove the nonsense from Viper Witcher Alchemist. I think that's the part of it that feels really bad. They just like yoke him a couple times, whatever. They're just playing points. Playing points that go tall. Yeah, that was brutal. That was a beating. Into game 3 we go! Into game 3 we go. They play for the same... I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You need the round to go a certain way. They go tall, so they get tall removed. If you don't get a long round, they're kind of clunky. You need to go wide, which is punishable by its own set of things. Maybe. Maybe that might have happened. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'd also say, like, a fully resolving ball is worth more points than a Scytheman ever is, but... It's not even really the point. Just, like, how much work you have to go through to make Scytheman good. I don't know, I like seeing decks rewarded for building towards conditions. It's way more interesting than just like mid-range battles. Okay, so this is Rudea Deathwish up against Snowdrop Nilfgaard. Snowdrop card draw Nilfgaard. Can't lead on the Siri Dash, as there's the threat of Manticore. But can turn to the Siri Dash, because I don't think there's a Heatwave in this list. Yeah, no Heatwave to be seen. Any deck with Dash can't be wholesome. True, we are now rooting for Sly. Let's go Sly! Unfortunately, it appears the Siri Dash will be resolving.
You talked enough.
Maybe there's a way to like get Cyclops to do something. Just 4 damage in natural selection. Does even have to TA it right now? I guess he can wait. There's no 5 damage. Yeah. Oh. There's the punish!
Well played, my friend.
There's the punish. Why was he greeting there? I mean, yeah. He could have charge Cyclops, right? That does 9. But then you get both charges.
And now I shall break you.
Yep, this is the final game of the final match. Still holding on to this Crystal Skull. Not sure what the idea with it is. Deathwish didn't exist. Cyclops would have invaluable worth in monsters. I don't know. It does represent a lot of removal reach, but man, does it feel bad to play a 4-point card?
Beaters forward. Let the hunt begin.
Is he saving stratagem for it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he greeted it, but for whatever reason he decided it was worth it to greet it. Consume that doesn't go tall. Yeah, that is a cool aspect of it. Yeah, I agree, Ozzy. I think generally there's types of cards that reward you for getting to a condition or the best types of designs for Gwent. Cyclops again. Destroy an allied unit, damage an enemy unit by its power. Yeah, and Bone Talisman's a sweet card too. Bone Talisman is a great example. Slimer critting mulling the Fiend. Man, the Fiend would be sweet here. That's a lot of carryover. Ready, steady, go. It is queued. Horn's super good. It was just like the best top end card because top end cards were bad. It was like a 15 for 13, 15 for 14. It wasn't good. It wasn't good by today's standards at all, but at the time it was competing with not even Great Oak. God. What were the other cards? Like Harold Houndsnout? Old Spirit Tip. Wasn't Old Spirit Tip like a 12 for 14? Yeah, Froth boosted an entire row by 2. I think it started at like 9 provisions, got nerfed to 13, and then got reworked. 13 provision bronze, by the way. Times have changed. Yeah, you can play on mobile. Wait, it was 13 for 15? Wait, they've nerfed Spirit Tip by a power? I didn't know that. Okay, so there is a Snowdrop in play, and the Snowdrop is living. There's about to be a second Snowdrop in play. It will also be living. World End Valentine. It is queued. But yeah, cards are, wasn't Goliath like a 10 for 10? And a really good card as a 10 for 10? It was really hard to break 1-to-1 provision to points anywhere in the card pool.
Novigrad will make a fine provincial seat.
Okay, there's the Dodric. The Dodric will die to Maruna Yoink, I think. Or Manticore. Probably Maruna Yoink. Unless there's a way to boost it, which I guess is what we're doing. There's no way you don't boost it. Card down right? This one?
A shame I had no
Saving Letho for Damien? Possibly. Could also have just wanted to get the Dodric down first. I think it's more likely just wanted to play the Dodric first. Get that engine growing. Spores might end up being really good. Dream is coming true, yeah. Is this Maruna just gonna be bricked? I'm pretty sure Letho is going to be another Snowdrop. I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
The moon brighter shines.
So for Damien. Isn't Snowdrop just better than Damien? You've got a Dodric going. Their leader plus another 3 draws. Yeah, but this is another Snowdrop, which boosts your first Snowdrop. It's like 1 draw less, but now you have another Snowdrop that's growing. What's this Renew doing? Oh, we can renew Siri. No, we can't renew Siri Dash. We can renew Mirk de Brock. Oh no, we can't renew Mirk de Brock. We can put renew on the bottom of our deck. Hooray! Invo onto the Yigern. It was still worth 7. I mean, all these cards are 7 or more, right? So he's got 1 consume for Werecat and 2 Detlefs. And the Maruna that's bricked. This is skillful deck manipulation, Nilfgaard. This is what everyone wants out of the expansion. This deck to get better. No, the deck is sweet. I like a good snowdropping.
For the Duquesa! I think.
Oh. Looks like Gagarin takes the game, takes the tournament with 2 gigantic snowdrops. These were getting real big.